Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Big Beefcake. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Saturday Night Horror. This is our third episode so far, and I've gotten some really good feedback with episodes 1 and 2, so I'm really glad everyone enjoys watching them. I definitely enjoy bringing them to you. Now, as you can see, it's still daylight outside. This is actually Friday afternoon. I just want to go ahead and record the intro so it'll be ready to edit into the video. For me, it'll be about 34 hours until I start cooking and watching movies, but for you guys, it'll only be a few minutes. Now, this week we have two movies that I haven't seen in quite a while, so it's going to be fun to just watch them again and, relive them, so to say. Our first movie we're going to be watching is Virus, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, instead of telling you, I don't remember a whole lot about it, so instead of telling you what I remember, I'll just go ahead and read the plot from the back. This is Jamie Lee Curtis plays the navigator of a tugboat crew which loses its cargo during a hurricane. In the calm eye of the storm, they come across a Russian research ship floating dead in the water. Boarding the vessel, they initially believe it to be deserted, but they soon realize they're not alone. First, they discovered a terrified survivor, and then they find out that the ship has been taken over by a ruthless alien intelligence. Now the small band must fight for their lives against an entity that has come to claim Earth for its own and creates biomechanical monstrosities with one goal: eliminating the virus called humans. So that's what Virus is about. Sorry about the glare there. So it'd be really cool to watch this again. Like I said, I haven't seen this one in a few years, so I'm looking forward to this. Now, the second movie we'll be watching is it's one of those cheesy horror movies, but in a good way. And you know me, I don't mind having cheese with my horror. And this movie has plenty of it. Heaping helpings. Good God Almighty, I couldn't get that out. Second movie we're watching is Jack Frost. Now this one is a murderer. I believe he was being transported to prison, and his transport got in a wreck, and he landed in the snow. Some chemicals got in the snow, and he turned into a giant killer snowman. So it's as cheesy as it sounds, but it's a really fun movie. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this again. Now, have our movies we're going to watch, but we need to cook first. You know how we do it. Before we watch movies, we have to cook something to eat. And tonight, well, tomorrow night for me, tonight for you guys. Tonight, I'll be making something I haven't made before, ever. So, it's stuffed bell peppers. Now, I've eaten them plenty of times. I always get the frozen kind, put them in the oven, eat them like that, but I've never actually made them myself. So, tonight we'll be making stuffed bell peppers for the first time. You'll see all that process. I'm sorry, one of the cats was going crazy over there. But yeah, so these bell peppers will either be a catastrophic disaster or my culinary genius will shine through. But I'm looking forward to making them. Now, just in case they turn out bad, I have a frozen pizza on standby, but I'm confident that these bell peppers will turn out great. Now, like I said, it'll be about 34 hours until I start cooking. But for you guys, the cooking starts right now. Alright everyone, here we have the ingredients for the stuffed bell peppers. It's going to be quite a lot. Got 2 cups of rice here. Of course, the hamburger. Some Parmesan cheese and some extra sharp cheddar. Now, you can't have mild cheddar, you got to have sharp or extra sharp. Parsley flakes. We have 4 bell peppers. Olive oil to cook the chopped onions and garlic in. And finally, diced tomatoes and tomato sauce. So it's quite a lot of ingredients. It's going to be time consuming, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. Look at that. The first thing we're going to do is put these we got to cut the bell peppers open first. Take out the insides, the seeds, and the membranes. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, as you can see, I've cut the tops off. I've removed the middle, their insides I should say. No more seeds, no more membranes. So far so good. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put these in a pot of boiling water for a few minutes just to soften them up. Here we go. And all this is going to do is it's going to make it easier to, it's going to soften them up, I should say, make them easier to work with. Now make it so that I can stuff them without any problems. And since it'll soften them up, it'll be easier to cut them too. Now when you're eating them, to cut into them, it'll be a whole lot easier since they'll be softened up. We'll just leave this in this water for a few minutes. And there's the last one. Maybe I should have added more water. But like I said, we'll just leave these in here for a few minutes. Let them soften up a little bit. This is going to be good. Alright, it's been a few minutes. I think we can go ahead and take these out now. Go ahead and drain the water out of them. Yeah, they're soft now. Hopefully they don't fall apart while I'm taking them out. Now we'll just sit them on this plate here, let them cool off for a little while. Yeah, we'll just have to dump all the water out of them. And that one fell apart a little bit. It'll be alright. Didn't lose too much of it. You see, these are some old tongs. I mean, really old. I think my parents had these before I was born. Alright, that's all of them. I'll just let those cool off for a little while. All that steam coming from them. So these are softened up. So like I said, they'll be easier to work with. They'll be easier to cut into. And here we're going to start cooking the rice. Now I started with 2 cups of rice. I took it back down to 1 cup. Because as someone told me that however many cups of rice I have, it'll cook twice as much. So I just used 1 cup of rice. We'll end up with 2 cups. And it's 11:58. I got a late start on this because I overslept. I usually sleep during the day because I work overnight and yeah. So we'll just put a lid on that and wait for that to cook. Should be about 15-20 minutes. Alright, while the rice is cooking, we're going to cook this pound of hamburger, or beef, whatever you want to call it. And just like with the burritos, I'm going to constantly chop this meat. And the reason I do that is to get it in little pieces. Now, I don't like big chunks, so. Plus, we want them small, since we got to fit them inside the pepper, so. Just constantly chopping this meat while it's cooking. Go ahead and break it down into tiny pieces. Now, other people use different meats. They use sausage, Italian sausage, turkey sausage, beef, pork, you know. I just chose the beef because that's what I've always had in it when I've bought them, so. You know, it was my first time making them. I don't want to go too crazy with it. Yeah, we'll chop this meat and we'll be back when it's cooked. Alright, the meat is cooked. I'm gonna have to drain the grease out of it. Do not want the grease. It didn't take too long. We're gonna put the meat in that bowl. That's gonna be our mixture there. I just see the rice is done cooking too, so we're gonna add that to the bowl as well. Really glad I only used 1 cup of rice instead of 2 as originally I was going to. Alright, we've got the rice and the meat in this bowl here. Where's the meat? I'm not going to mix it up yet because I have a lot of other things to add to it. But the rice and the meat are done. Alright, now I'm heating this pan up because I'm going to cook my chopped onions and my garlic right here. Now I'm cooking this in extra virgin olive oil. I chopped up half an onion and one, I guess, leaf of garlic. I had a garlic clove. I took one piece off. Now that brown in there is the garlic. And I don't want to cook this too long because I don't want the onions to... Well, I don't know if they caramelize in olive oil, but I don't want to take that chance. So I know if you cook them in butter, they caramelize, and I don't want to take that chance of them doing it in olive oil, so it won't cook them too long. You can see the garlic is already done. And believe it or not, this smells really good. Like I said, just stir this around a little bit. Make sure it all cooks in that olive oil there. This is the first time I've actually cooked with olive oil too, so doing a lot of new things tonight. And there we have Tiger. I have 4 cats. He's the only boy. So he likes to hang out with the guys. That's my buddy. Alright, I want to say these onions and this garlic is almost done. Just cook them a little bit longer, not too much longer. I can't believe that actually smells good. Usually the smell of onions is horrible. Alright, that's done. Go ahead and turn the burner off. Yeah, it's after midnight. Alright, we've added the onion and the garlic to our meat and rice. I probably should have used more onion. But like I said, it's the first time making it, so we're learning as we go here. And we still got to add the cheese, tomato sauce. Here we have I went ahead and dumped the whole bag of cheddar cheese in there. The entire bag. Now put in diced tomatoes as well. Here we have parsley flakes. So we have parsley flakes, extra sharp cheddar cheese, rice, beef, diced tomatoes, onions and garlic. And now I've mixed it all up. This is what our filling is going to look like. That actually looks real good. It smells real good too. And there's Kitty Cat. She's rubbing on my leg. She's ready for me to sit down and watch this movie. Alright, so I'll stuff the peppers with our filling there. That looks good. That looks real good. We're going to put tomato sauce and Parmesan cheese on the tops there. So that'll be really good. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to pour the tomato sauce on it. If it runs off the side, that's fine. And my aim is off. I'm holding the phone with one hand, trying to pour with the other, so you know, like I said, it's fine if it runs off the side there, that's fine. I just gotta add the cheese. Alright, so I put the Parmesan cheese on top. These are ready to go in the oven. Yes, sir. Now I preheated the oven to 350 degrees, so we're just waiting for that to heat up. That's going to be real good. And as you can see, I have plenty of leftover filling, so I'll put that in a container and make some more some other time. And while this is cooking, I get to wash dishes. My least favorite part of cooking. But hey, I'll go ahead and wash them now and get them over with, so we won't have to worry about them later. And while I'm waiting for that, wash the dishes and wait for the oven to heat up, I'm going to show you my coffee mugs, just to kill time. This one here is a gift from my brother. Now, I'm a huge Superman fan, so he bought me that. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I love coffee, but I can only have it on the nights I don't have to work because it keeps me up. So I can only have it Friday and Saturday nights. Those are my only days off. We had Superman. We had a hero, now we have to have a villain, and that's Carnage from Spider-Man. Carnage is my favorite supervillain in the comics, all time. I always thought it was cool, man. If his intelligence matched his brutality, he'd be unstoppable. It was a pretty cool mug, man. It was $12. Now this is my favorite. Detective Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit. And folks, there's a lot of time I feel I am too old for this shit. Now, I want to show you one that my mom made in the 70s. She actually made this herself, and I thought this is pretty cool. You ready for it? Boom. R2-D2 coffee mug. She made that herself. Look at that. And you can see the date down there. It's 1972. Yeah. Badass, huh? So, I thought that was pretty cool, man. Alright, let me put these coffee mugs up, and I think it's almost time for the oven to be done.
It's the final countdown.
Alright, the oven is done. Hopefully Sony doesn't get me for a copyright claim for that little piece of music. Let's go ahead and take these out of the oven. Make sure the cat's on her. Look at that. That looks awesome. Now, believe it or not, these are hot. The shredded Parmesan doesn't melt like other cheeses do. Kind of bakes, I guess you would say. But look at that, man. That looks good. It smells great. I'm ready to dig in. And of course, for our drink, we have Old Faithful. Yeah, fridge is kind of full today, huh? We have ice cold Coca-Cola. My beverage of choice for Saturday Night Horror. And there's Kitty, she's ready. And I also have, excuse me, Juicy Juice. Now this is the cherry flavor. I'm a big fan of Juicy Juice. It's awesome, man. Simply awesome. So there we have it. There's dinner. There's the drink. But before we watch the movie, we can go ahead and taste this. Let's go ahead and get a fork out of here. And there's Shadow. She's the baby. Let's go ahead and take a bite. You know what? That is not bad at all for the first time. That's actually pretty damn good. Now, there are some things I would change next time. I'd probably use tomato sauce in the mixture as well. Instead of Parmesan on top, I'd use sharp cheddar on top. But, man, that is pretty good for the first time making them. My culinary genius. Alright, everyone, the first movie we're going to be watching tonight is Virus. Now, I haven't seen this movie in quite a while, so I'm really looking forward to watching it again. You know, I always like to show a clip of the title screens. So this is the main menu / title screen for Virus. It's actually kind of a long one, too. Yeah, I've never had a main menu go this long. So So that's pretty cool. Alright, here's our first clip from Virus. You'll see there's something in space in the distance there. Looks like a ship, but can't really make out what it is. Yeah, you still can't tell if it's a alien ship or not. Whatever it is not of this world. We'll just put it that way. And that is never a good thing. Now they are in a research ship in the middle of the ocean, keeping in contact with the people at the space station. And there you go. All the energy just went from the from the space station down to the research ship. And it's getting in their computer systems. So not only is it taking over the computer systems, it's frying people at the same time. Alright, now this here is a salvage ship that's sinking. They're in the eye of a hurricane and they just stumbled across the research ship that we saw in the previous clip. Now they have no idea what's happened, but they think that research ship is their ticket home, their salvation, if you will. The poor fools have no idea what they're about to get themselves into. Alright, this is another clip. Now, as you see, whatever that electricity was is taking over. It's basically an alien AI and it's taking over the ship, and now it's releasing the anchor to the ship. And there goes the salvage ship. So they are now stuck on that research ship with an alien AI that's in control. Yep. Now they're going to try to rescue this guy from drowning. Because apparently the other guy was scared to death and didn't want to. There he goes. I jumped ahead of myself, sorry. You see, his leg is hurt, he can't walk or swim. This other dude is too scared to get him, or he just doesn't like him, who knows. Now watch this ridiculousness. There he goes. I don't know, man. The way he went off the ship, it almost looks like he tripped and fell. Maybe it's just me. He pulls our friendly Samoan out of the water here. And now they're stuck on a ship with an alien AI. Alright, now this clip, we have our first victim, official victim, if you will, of the AI. You don't ever do that, man. Yeah, that's creepy as hell. And congratulations, sir. You are our first victim of the virus. Alright, in this clip, we have two members of the crew that they're exploring the ship, looking for survivors. Excuse me. And what that is this alien AI creates these biomechanical robots. And that's the first one we see from it. And it didn't put up much of a fight, it was a smaller one. But just you wait. And later on in the movie, we have these two guys still exploring. Now, after running into that robot, I would have gone back with the rest of the crew, but these guys are exploring and they actually find the area where the area where the AI is creating these biomechanical robots. So there's another one there. Yes, where they're being made. And there we have another one of the biomechanical threats, I guess you would say. And they're still in the lab in this clip. And he's sitting there trying to talk to it. And hell no. I would have been out of there. I wouldn't even made it this far. I would have been gone. And we're still in the lab. That was me unplugging my phone from the charger, so it kind of went haywire there. And just shot some nails into his shoulder. Cut him. And now they're being shot at by... Is it a survivor or another robot? We'll find out shortly. Now at this point, if they don't realize they're in danger, then they've got to be two of the biggest morons walking God's green earth. Alright, now we're going to find out who that was shooting at them. This is the final clip I have for Virus. Now what that is that's a member of the original crew of the research ship. The alien AI fused him with robotic parts and created a whole new being, I guess you would say. That's basically what they're doing to the humans. He views the humans as a virus and wants to eradicate them and use them as spare parts. Okay, actually that was not the last clip I had from Virus. Apologize for that. I had a couple more I didn't realize I had. Now they ended up killing that cyborg that was just shooting at him, and they brought him into the rest of the crew to see what they make out of it. And yeah, then there's that. Yeah, you gotta get off the ship, brother. And once again, I'm joined by Kitty. She's joined me for all 3 episodes so far. She's the oldest of the 4 cats. She's the one I went and got for myself. She's definitely my favorite. Look at she's such a baby. Now she's a big baby when it comes to me, but around everyone else, she's just as mean as can be. Like, she'll let me pick her up, and everyone else tries to pick her up. She throws a fit. Once in a while she'll lay in their laps, but she's always a big baby around me. So she's definitely my favorite. Well, we got another scene here from Virus. Another cyborg. Just punched right through the guy's chest. And abdomen and... Now that big robot there, big cyborg is the, I want to say that's the alien AI in a physical form. So that's the main AI right there. Alright, that was Virus. This next movie we're going to watch is Jack Frost. It's a corny horror movie, but I love it. It's got plenty of cheese to it. It's about a murderer that turns into a giant homicidal snowman. So let's go. And this scene here is gonna... The autofocus takes a minute to kick into gear there. But you're gonna see how Jack Frost turned into the giant killer snowman. Now, as I said, this movie's incredibly cheesy, but in a good way. And you know me, I love a little cheese with my horror. It's a horror movie, but to me, it's just funnier than anything else. It's more funny than it is horror. So, this is how Jack Frost becomes a snowman. There's Jack right there. Basically, they could hardly see in the snowstorm, and the the prison transport vehicle smashes into a genetics research vehicle. And here you see them tumbling through the air, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, these Jack Frost clips are hilarious. So if you want a good laugh, stay tuned. Stick around, folks. And there's the driver. He's out of it, man. And there's Jack Frost out of his cuffs. Oh, he looks crazy, doesn't he? And here we go. Now later in the movie you find out those chemicals were created to bond humans to inanimate objects so that they could live on forever, which makes no sense, but if you're an inanimate object, how are you really living? But then again, you have a killer snowman, so I guess it works out. Now watch this kid. Watch this. His chemically enhanced blood soaks into the snow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Jack Frost became the killer snowman. Welcome to Jack Frost, folks. Alright, this clip we have we have the one of the first kills from Jack Frost here. That's him right there. Of course, this guy doesn't know it. So yeah, there's your killer snowman. I feel like I shouldn't even talk during these clips. It's just hilarious. Now, he kept hearing voices calling to him. There's no one out there. That's why he's walking around looking lost. Yeah. Notice how the axe handle got incredibly smaller once it got lodged in his throat. And this is that man's wife right here. She was in the house the whole time that was going on. She's about to meet Jack Frost. And he's tying Christmas lights. Well, I'm just gonna let you watch. I'll be quiet. And he ties her to the Christmas tree when he's done. Because why not? Now, this is one of the funnier scenes in the movie to me. Yeah. I mean, why drive around it when you just slam on the brakes and check it out? I mean, he's got a shovel to take it down. All you could have done was just drive around it. Or through it. That's all he had to do. That's right, folks. The snowman has no legs, no feet, but he can drive. Here we have another victim of Mr. Frost. Now, I wish I could have recorded the actual audio because they have some really corny dialogue in this movie, too. I mean, corny in a funny, good way. Boom! Right in the jaw. Here he goes with the ice pick. Oh, man. Right in the head. Yeah, look at his brain pulsating. That is sick. Now, this is the funniest scene in the entire movie to me. I'm sure many people haven't even watched the movie, but you've seen the scene or heard of it. I'm not going to say another word. No words can describe this, so enjoy and laugh. That is the funniest scene in the whole movie. And right there he says, I guess Christmas came a little early this year. He's gotta smoke his cigar when he's done too. Alright, now this is near the end of the movie. This is gonna be the last clip I have for Jack Frost, and the utter ridiculousness of this clip speaks for itself. They're basically trying to lure Jack into a giant furnace so they can melt him. And you'll see. Blow dryers, hair dryers. And he is in the furnace. That is just ridiculous, but it's hilarious at the same time. Now we have Jack Frost melting away in a giant furnace. And this is the last clip I have for Jack Frost. That'll do it for the clips. And in just a few seconds you'll get my official reviews as well as what's coming up next week on Saturday Night Horror. Alright everyone, that was Virus and Jack Frost. First up, let me tell you what I thought of Virus. I enjoyed this movie, man. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a while. It's fun to watch it again. I enjoyed it. So, I mean, it was what it was. Didn't make you think really hard. It didn't have a lot of jump scares, but it was enjoyable nonetheless. Anytime you have rampaging robots, I'm in, so... I'll definitely give it a thumbs up. I mean, that's about all I can say. I know that's not a lengthy review, but I'm tired, man. Alright. Jack Frost. What really needs to be said? It's a killer snowman. That automatically gets a thumbs up from me. Like I said, it's more of a comedy than anything, but in a good way. You know, it's one of those cheesy classics. Definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Now, they have made a part 2. We'll watch part 2 sometime in the future. But Jack Frost gets a thumbs up. Recommended. Alright. That's going to do it for this week on Saturday Night Horror. Now, next week, I'll be cooking something simple. But I'm going to put my own little twist on it. I'm going to be making chili cheese dogs in the oven. So, something simple, but it'll still be good nonetheless. And the two movies we'll be watching next week are two personal favorites of mine, so it'll be really fun. First up, we have Night of the Demons, with a huge glare on the screen. And our second movie, of course, will be Night of the Demons 2. So it should be fun next week. Chili cheese dogs. Night of the Demons 1 and 2. Now 2 weeks from now is going to be a special birthday edition of Saturday Night Horror. My birthday is June 9th. June 10th will be Saturday. And we'll be watching my favorite horror movie of all time. The first horror movie I ever watched. This movie got me into horror movies. It'll be Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I don't know what the second movie is yet. I don't even know what I'll be cooking, but 2 weeks from now, Saturday Night Horror Birthday Edition, Jason Takes Manhattan. Next week, Chili Cheese Dogs, Night of the Demons 1 and 2. So as always, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, because I love doing these videos. And we'll see you next week for Saturday Night Horror. Take care, everyone.